Eldest daughters are incredibly good at giving love, but have a difficult time receiving it. If you were raised that your value was in what you provided, being helpful, being dependable, managing the emotions of those around you, then you may have a difficult time receiving love because it was never available to you. Today, I want to share a few reasons why the eldest daughter has a difficult time receiving love. And I also want to help you to begin practicing inviting love and becoming more comfortable with it. If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I'm a licensed therapist coach, and I'm also the eldest daughter of an eldest daughter. If you are the eldest daughter, parentified eldest daughter, you may have this internalized belief that you are loved because you are useful. And so that is how you show up in relationships. You don't show up in relationships seeing what you can receive or even opening up yourself to receive. You really show up to relationships giving, over giving, self-sacrificing, and abandoning yourself. And so let me hop into why receiving love may be difficult for you. Number one, you may feel more comfortable giving than receiving love because giving puts you in control. It's what you know. It helps you to even regulate yourself because you don't set yourself up to be disappointed or frustrated. This may be a form of self-protection and self-preservation. If you are the only one giving and making others happy, then you don't ever have to experience a negative emotion, or you don't have to experience displeasure in your relationships. This also means that you don't expose your own needs because in the past you were taught that your needs weren't important. But receiving is different. When you receive, somebody gets to see you in a vulnerable light. Somebody gets to see the parts of you that may have been neglected previously, the parts of you that you never felt comfortable sharing. And it makes you vulnerable because now that person truly gets to see you, and you have to learn to allow people to show up for you. If you're always giving, you never get to learn that people in your life can be dependable for you. When I got diagnosed with breast cancer, that was the first time in my life where I felt like, okay, now I have to depend on others. It was the first time in my life where I felt that I needed help. And it's not that I felt like it, I truly did need help. And so I had to become very comfortable quickly asking others for help. What I don't want for you is I don't want there to be a crisis in your life and then you have to ask people for help. And that's the only time. It's very important that you practice receiving care and not just giving it. All right. Number two, you may confuse receiving with indebtedness. So some of you may have received something in the past and that person had a transactional mindset. And so they gave to you with the expectation that you would give something back to them. And so now you're like, listen, I'm not giving to anybody. I'm not receiving anything from anyone because I don't want to be indebted to someone. You may ask yourself when somebody gives something to you, what do I owe them? Because again, if you were taught that when somebody gives something to you, what did Denzel say? I'm gonna leave here with something. When somebody gives something to you, that you have to reciprocate it even when you don't want to. And let me say this, not reciprocate, because that's not the right word. That you are indebted to them. It's transactional. You're obligated to them. If you've learned that early on, then you have a difficult time receiving love. So a person helps you and you want to immediately repay them. You may show up for them emotionally because they showed up for you. You overfunction in relationships because you don't want to feel like you owe someone, or you don't want someone to bring up the things that they've done for you. Maybe in a romantic partnership before, you had a partner that kept score, and every time he did something for you, then there was this expectation, or when he got upset, he brought up everything that he did for you. And so you said, you know what, when I'm in a relationship, nobody ever has to worry about me not giving. Okay, even when you were over functioning, because sometimes the eldest daughter shows up over functioning and over giving in relationships and not really being cognizant, especially if you're young, that you can be connecting your life with somebody who's a taker. So you can do 5 things for them, they do 1 thing for you, and then they expect you to do something. Okay, so the giving is unequal. You deserve to be in a relationship where there's reciprocity, care, love, consideration. where there is consistency. But you shouldn't be in a relationship where somebody is keeping the score, keeping the tally, and they're only motivated to give to you because they want something from you. Number 3, you may have learned to earn your place in relationships. I talk about this often. I'm going to put a video up here, why every woman should date selfishly, because in that video, I talk about performance. Eldest daughters are taught to perform for love, that we're only useful when we're giving. And so it's hard for you to receive love without feeling like you have to perform for it, okay? So you enter relationships trying to prove something, that you're supportive, that you're loyal, that you're nurturing, that you're understanding. Some of you show up like, I don't ask for much, I'm low maintenance, when really you have needs, but for so long your needs have been neglected that you don't even present them in a relationship. A relationship is two people esteeming each other, two people giving each other what they need, what they desire, what they want, what they crave. But if you think, right, that you have to earn love, then you will always show up that way. You will always show up feeling like you have to earn something that is easily given to others. Easily given to others, okay? So this is the thing. When you are giving this amount of labor, it can deplete you. You're trying to secure your position instead of observing whether he has earned access to you. Many women are giving access to men who haven't earned it, giving access to men who haven't demonstrated that they're safe, that they're emotionally intelligent, that they can build emotional intimacy, that they have relationship skills. But because you have been taught to give and to serve, to labor for love, you're not evaluating if he is worthy of having access to you. And the same unconditional love that you give to others, you need to assess if somebody is willing to give it to you. Number 4, this is a big one. You may be attracted to people who need you. One of the Heal Squad members asked me, she was like, I always find myself mothering men in the relationships. How can I stop that? You have to stop being attracted to people who need you. Sometimes being needed feels like intimacy. It feels like closeness, because if this person needs you, just like your siblings needed you, your parents needed you, your grandmother needs you, right? As you were growing up, because you were giving so much responsibility, you have conflated that with love. So a man showing up in your life needing you, that makes you feel like you're loved. No. You have to check your attraction. Many of us are attracted to things that aren't good for us. I will tell you, I love me a hyper masculine man. Okay? When I see him a mile away, I'm like, ooh, yes. But one thing I know, 2 things for certain, it's not going to be a healthy relationship. It's going to be toxic. It's going to be toxic. Okay? And so we have to look at what we are attracted to and then do some work to explore why we are attracted to it and how it has been detrimental in our life. If you keep dating the same man over and over again, you have to check your attraction. You have to check why you keep allowing that man to come in your life. Because this is the thing, especially as the eldest daughter, you know how to respond to someone's problems. You know how to rescue. You know how to support. And so if you keep attracting people who need you, you are attracting essentially people that are not healthy, that are not whole, and don't know how to stand on their own 2 feet. Being needed is not necessarily being loved, okay? And sometimes you're not experiencing intimacy, you are experiencing a familiar role. So if the Heal Squad member is always showing up in this mother role, she's not getting true intimacy, true closeness, vulnerability. She's showing up playing a role in a romantic partner's life, because many of us do not know the difference on how we should show up being a partner versus being a person that gives labor. Okay. Number 5, you may struggle when a healthy partner doesn't need rescuing. You meet someone that's emotionally healthy. He communicates. He understands his responsibilities. He's able to provide care. He's able to nurture you, see you, support you, anticipate your needs. And then all of a sudden you start questioning, why am I here? Because you aren't being asked to perform. And if you grew up with a nervous system that is heightened, you don't know how to rest in a relationship. So when a healthy man comes, you have a difficult time resting because you there was a lot of chaos in your home. Excuse me. There was a lot of chaos in your home. There was a lot of chaos in your relationships. Your early relationships may have been filled with the push and pull, the hot and cold, the makeup, the breakup. He's standing outside with a boom box in the rain telling you to come back, right? And so when you meet a healthy partner, a healthy man that has done his work, has a good foundation, you don't know how to respond to that. Your nervous system doesn't know how to respond to that because you are used to being with men that can't regulate themselves, being with men that you have to monitor their moods. You have to anticipate like, oh, he's in a bad mood. And you then try to please him so that he can feel better. Number 6, this is a big one. Receiving requires vulnerability. Giving allows you to maintain some emotional distance, but when you are receiving for someone, then you are opening yourself up. A lot of the girlies that I work with have a difficult time as it relates to romance. They have a difficult time as it relates to romance, because romance requires you to receive. It requires for you to be vulnerable. And sometimes the girls are like, oh, Samantha, he tried to, set the mood. And I was like, and it really has to do with vulnerability. Because if you're only giving, then there's just emotional distance there. All right. Receiving requires you to let someone get close enough to affect you. You may have to say, yes, I need help. Yes, that hurt me. Yes, I'd like you to do this for me. Yes, I want to be cared for. A lot of eldest daughters are denying their needs, their wants, their desires because the world, your family, society have told you that they've told you that you're undeserving of what it is that you're asking for, even though that's the farthest from the truth. You are deserving of love, kindness, care, consideration, respect, dignity, to be treated with dignity, to be doted on. You're deserving of that. But if life has taught you that's not available to you, it's easier to give than to receive, because receiving means that you are allowing someone to operate with some type of control in your life. You often may have the thought that I don't need anybody. But if somebody's giving to you in a way that is satisfying to you, that may make you feel weak and vulnerable. And sometimes what you're really saying is, I don't want to need somebody who might disappoint me. In healthy relationships, one partner may disappoint the other. It's not intentional, but they are human. They are imperfect. Now, imperfect doesn't mean abusive. Imperfect doesn't mean neglectful. Okay, let me go ahead and say that, because a lot of people want to talk about somebody being imperfect, but they mean they're abusive, they're neglectful. They're not going to respond to your needs. They're going to minimize your needs. They're going to try to negotiate your needs. They're going to violate your boundaries. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. Number 7, you have to learn that receiving doesn't make you weak. Being independent is not the problem. The problem is when independence becomes your only safe position. And some women have removed themselves from dating because you are saying you are protecting your peace, but really you're being avoidant. And so for many of us, if we have, y'all know my song, or maybe you don't because you're new here, but my song is smoke by myself, drink by myself, for real. That's the Yin Yang Twins, by myself. Okay. So if you were raised to be independent, or life taught you that nobody was going to come and help you, you may have learned or feel like receiving makes you weak when really it doesn't. Okay. So you think I can take care of myself. Well, no, let me not say, well, you may think, currently, because you have a difficult time receiving, that I can take care of myself. But healthy interdependence is, I can take care of myself and I can allow someone to take care of me, and I can allow someone to serve me, and I can allow someone to dote on me. The same that I give, I can allow someone to give to me. It doesn't make me weak. It doesn't make me vulnerable. Eldest daughters can have a little pride on standing on their own, but it's really fear because you have been disappointed and let down in the past. Number 8, I want you to stop asking, what can I do for him, before you ask how he shows up for me. See, eldest daughters, again, it goes back to that giving. So you're asking yourself, what can I do for him? How can I serve him? How can I make him happy? How can I please him? And society loves that. Unhealthy men love that. Men who don't want to do their relational work love that. They love it that you are just showing up giving versus you assessing how he shows up for you. Does he make effort? Does he follow through with what he says? Does he keep his word? Does he respect your boundaries? Does he care about your comfort? Because it's very important for him to care about your comfort. Dr. Eric Thomas shares this story about his wife, Dee Dee, and how she has this health disorder that she can't be in cold, and how they were living in Detroit. They visited California, and he had a house built in California. So when it gets cold in Detroit, they can go to California. Why? Because he cares about her comfort. Not just her caring about his, he cares about her. See, you deserve a man that cares about your comfort, your physical comfort, your emotional comfort, your spiritual comfort, your financial comfort. Does he make space for your needs? Does he know how to give without keeping score? Because you're not interviewing for a position of the woman who can make his life easier. You are determining whether this person is capable of building a healthy relationship with you. Can he build with you? A lot of men talk about somebody I want a woman to build with, but can he build with you? Not you build him, because they're talking about building him. Can he build a life with you? Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to practice receiving in small ways. The eldest daughter has a difficult time with receiving, okay? I did that video about why the anxious attached girly should date now. And the girls was like, I'm not going to go out there. I'm not going to date. And there's probably eldest daughters like, Cynthia, no, I'm not going to do this. But you have to do the opposite of what you've been doing. That's how you heal. That's how you learn that you're able to be vulnerable and safe. So I want you to start small. When somebody offers help, don't automatically say no. When someone compliments you, say thank you instead of explaining why they may be wrong. Like if somebody says, oh my gosh, like that's a brilliant idea, don't minimize it. It was brilliant. You are that girl, okay? When someone plans something thoughtful for you, enjoy it. Don't be in your head thinking about what it is that you have to give to them. When your partner asks what you need, actually tell them. Don't minimize it to what you think you can get. Tell them what you need so that you're satisfied. And when someone consistently shows up for you, let their behavior change your expectations. You don't have to assume that everyone will disappoint you just because someone did before. As the eldest daughter, I want you to ask, how valuable I want you to stop asking, how valuable am I to this person? And I want you to start asking, how does this person value me? Because those are two different questions. It's about discerning whether the person in front of you has the capacity, character, and willingness to love you. And in the past, because you were taught to automatically give, you didn't take a moment to be discerning. You didn't take a moment to evaluate and collect the data that this person had the capacity and willingness to love you. All right. If you're the eldest daughter, I want to hear from you down below. I want you to know that you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be cherished. You deserve to be cared for, and you deserve to receive love. Stop rejecting the love that is available to you. Well, my name is Cynthia. This is Heal the New Sexy. Until we talk again.